Hello, hello. And I'm back from lunch. I see that I missed the raid. Hello, raiders, if any of you are still here. And thank you so much for the raid, Zamasa Castilla. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be to bed right now. I hope you sleep well. Yeah, today's the day. You think? Today's the day we beat the snake. I sure hope so. Gosh dang, do I not want to stay with the snake any longer. Okay, so this piece is still confusing for... It should be next to something that takes at least both of those things, but then we still don't really have a good upper or down connection. Imagine getting to Till and being like, this girl's great. Then finding this. Yeah. And we had a raid. Yeah, I saw. Hello, raiders. If any of you are still here, I hope you had a fun stream. Take care. Warning for spoilers. Oh, also my name is Luna. Jumping right back in. Yeah, this piece is actually still confusing because even if we put it on either the blue or the gray pieces, it still has like a top and bottom to connect to, which we don't really have very good connection pieces for, even if we have like the right side connected. Also, where the tail start and ends are definitely rather confusing. I saw the mildly tilted tip of the clip of the owl. A rare occurrence. Yeah. Snake is bringing all kinds of emotions. I mean, can we assume this is a dark tile? We don't really have any left-right movement either. Like, not directly. We have this left-right, but not really a clear left-right. Which means... if this tile... like, if it's the blue tiles that are connected, we'd probably need, like, some kind of connection here. I think that would make sense. But we don't really have a way to do that. That is assuming we're not meant to like connect the tail to any like side spots, you know? The best we have is like this one, which goes then like right and up. We don't have left right, really. We have these guys, but those are meant to be at the top of something. We only have up down. And are you meant to connect to empty spots or to open spots is also the question. You can now connect to you technically. And that could work. Although you guys don't line up, so you definitely should be below something. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so something... I'm pretty sure that these three are meant to be next to each other. Like, they line perfectly. There's only so many spots they can actually fit in this brand. If we're assuming they're not meant to go on top of any like space that we already have defined. Like, all the blue spaces we know about and all the void spaces we know about like aren't meant to be filled in. I'm pretty sure this is a tile space, but it isn't very clear, so I kind of removed that. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be a void space, but it's also not entirely clear. So same like here seems like diagonal from the bottom should be maybe a void space, but it's not very clearly defined. So we'll only assume the ones that we can clearly see are either space. So either it's on this row here or here, or this row here or here, or it's all the way over here. But those are the options it has. If it's on this row, then it basically means we're connecting the void spaces. So the tail would mean these are all the spaces that are where there isn't meant to be a spot. Which means we would need to remove this tile. But then, because the top bit doesn't really connect very clearly, like this maybe works, but then this is not right, and then this would connect to that, so that's not right. So I guess it would need to have something connecting to the top of it, but that doesn't work. That's not right. Yeah, because this one could connect to this thing, but then it would block that thing. So we need something that has 3 bits that go up. That, which we just don't have. We have this guy, which technically connects to this one. And if this one connects to here and then is connected to that could work, but this one isn't. So that's also kind of a no-no. So with that in mind, I think these guys would need a upper space to connect to, which means maybe they need to go here. Which still would mean they connect to void spaces. Only this doesn't work. So maybe this one goes here then? But that's got the... Dang, random cough. That's got the shading in the wrong side. So maybe this one is meant to be more here? And then this guy could go here. And then what? Then we don't really have a good connection from there. I guess that could work. But then that guy isn't connected. We also have no clue where the beginning and ending points are meant to be. Like, if we're meant to quote-unquote connect the brands, then where are we connecting it from? That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That's the problem. Like, I guess having this part be where the tail starts makes sense, but... This one is in reverse. I don't think that one is meant to be connected to that guy. Axel treading out for future random coughs. Oh, thank you. Hydration. Yeah, unless these are meant to overlap already existing tiles, but that would be very counterintuitive. Then again, nothing about this puzzle is really intuitive in the first place, so... And then we do have, like, this starting thing, which I guess seeing as it doesn't really connect good to anything, it would make sense that this one is connected to a tile. But then, what tile is it connected to? Whoever made this puzzle should be on some kind of watch list. I think they might need to go back to the drawing board and adjust this a little, because it doesn't have enough consistency is the problem. Like, part of what... So, the way puzzles work is that you have basically... You're supposed to have sections of information and sections of ambiguity. Like, if you're taking a Sudoku, for example, most of it isn't filled in except like a couple numbers. And the way a Sudoku starts is the rules are very simple. You have 1 to 9. And even though you can't fill in most of the puzzle at the beginning numbers should be enough to like get the next number, and then that bit of information allows you to get to the next bit of information, allows you to get to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. So on and so on. That's how Sudoku puzzle works. How, like, laying puzzles work is honestly not that different. Because usually most people start with the edges. And like, okay, if I find another edge that happens to fit, then I can put that together. And then I can find another edge that fits that, so on, so on, so on. And even if you don't technically use the edges, because laying puzzles tend to have pictures, you can use what is visually depicted to be like, oh, well, there's like only one red area here. If I just find all the puzzle pieces that are red, then I at least know that bit. Or you can even, if you're thinking, oh, wait a second, I think this weird Jigama piece here should fit like this weird Jigama piece over here. And then you test it and they're like, oh no, it doesn't quite fit together. Then you immediately get like feedback on if you made a correct deduction. What are the blue by gray, not blue squares? They're also not white. So I have like cyan, squares, these guys, and I have gray squares. The cyan squares are meant to be the spots that we know are filled in, which would be the tiled pieces. Then the gray squares would be the spots that we know aren't filled in, which would be the void pieces. I absolutely hate being colorblind at times. I'm sorry, the colors aren't very distinct now. I have a puzzle at home that I've never been able to solve. It's 1200 white only puzzle with no edges and 50 extra pieces. Want me to mail to you? Do you have a I do not have a PO box, and I also... Honestly, I don't think I want to torture myself like that. I think I've gone through enough puzzle torture. And this puzzle just seems so out of place. Like, everything else in this game seems well thought out, but feels broken and poorly. Exactly. Everything else in this game gives you feedback. Gives you... I mean, I guess it's just extra brain scratch to reward people. I think this is pretty significant for the lore. That's the problem. But yeah, it is very out of place. And the problem is this puzzle's internal logic isn't consistent. So you have these pieces that fit together perfectly. It should make you assume that the other pieces would also, but they don't. In this case, that could mean because there aren't even meant to be any pieces that go, like, they're meant to be gray squares that go between them. But I don't think the brand is that. Also, assuming this is a brand is an assumption as well, because we've never heard it being called that before. This is just an assumption I made that I apparently made right, because nobody has corrected me on it. But for a puzzle to be figured out, if you do not give the rules of the puzzle, you're gonna need to find some kind of pattern. The problem is that it needs to be a clear pattern, and there needs to actually be a pattern there to follow. And that's the other thing, there isn't a pattern here. Like, certain puzzles can be solved because they're intuitive, because part of the puzzle is already completed. And using that part of completion, you can see through the pattern of like, oh wait, if it's meant to be like, I don't know, and then you're like, okay, what would come here? Logically, if you see this pattern, you think, okay, there must be a circle here. But if there's then a square here, then wait, that doesn't make any sense. Not with the pattern I've detected, but maybe it's something else, you know? But you do need a puzzle that has a pattern of sorts. Either it needs a rule, it needs a pattern, it needs something you can build upon further. And this puzzle doesn't have enough of that. In game puzzles, that means in sometimes, like, you know how in games you always have those starting levels, which is like, okay, move this block around. And then only after that does the block get incorporated in bigger puzzles. That is important, because you need to teach people the rules of your game world. And Void Stranger has done that quite remarkably for most of that, but they haven't set up any rules or explanation for this puzzle at all. It's honestly baffling. This one piece is still taunting me. It doesn't fit anywhere. Like, I guess maybe that would work, but then I'd need something in the corner here, and I don't have anything in that corner. And then this piece doesn't fit below here, which means you don't go here. Because, like, you need something there. Which means you should be connected to something. Like, maybe you're connected to here. But then that would mean you're connected to blue pieces. That doesn't make sense. We can't really connect the blue pieces well, nor can we connect the non-blue pieces that well. I mean, I'm pretty sure these are both void tiles, so I guess maybe here, but... You can't go away, because this is clearly a void tile. Okay, you could go not here. We need a straight up and downy for you. If we're connecting void tiles, you could go here. Yeah, like, if this was an extra brain scratch to reward people with an ear sac or something, that wouldn't be such a crime. Yeah, unfortunately it is not. It seems to be a pretty integral piece to get another thing unlocked. We do have a straight up and downy here, but that doesn't fit there. So... that doesn't work, so this one would have to be here, because this is clearly a void piece. So the thing is, if this one fits here, that would mean we're connecting void pieces, which I guess we could try. And this one is connecting void pieces, and we need to connect something up there. This one doesn't really want to go anywhere. Like, this one would not be on a void piece, so that doesn't work. So we'd need to move that elsewhere. But seeing as we don't have anything... We don't have anything on the right side to connect this as a right side thingy. Which means it needs to be on the left side of something. Like one of these pieces. But here, this is one of our only unknown pieces. Here it would go straight down, which I don't think it's meant to do. If it is, why the hell? This one will leave it again with the right side piece. Here it would leave with up-down pieces, which means this would be the only one. But then I'd need something above and something below, which I don't have. Now this guy connects, so something below. But I don't have something right. And I don't think I have something that fits above there. So I need something that has something above it and something to the right of it, but not something below it. But I don't have a spot like that. Like, that just doesn't exist. Like, we have this, I guess. Problem. That would put this guy outside of the range. And this guy technically as well. So that's not something we want to do. We don't have any... like, upper piece that fits here. I guess maybe you? But you're turned wrong. See, the shading is on the wrong side. But we don't have an upper right piece at all. Like, anywhere on this grid. So we're still kind of lost at what to do with this guy. And now I'm wondering, is the internal logic even consistent? It says connect the pieces, but that assumes that none of these overlap any pieces that we've already like figured out. But clearly something's going on. We also have this piece that doesn't really want to fit good below any of these guys, which means this should go below something. And there's only so many pieces we can get below. Or is the starting piece meant to be actually starting in a square that we know? Who knows even? I mean, this square is technically, like, I'm pretty like, I know that that's definitely filled in square, but maybe that one counts as still being part of the empty space. I'm back. I needed a safe place from the snack. Hey Luna, hello Gather Pilot, welcome in. 3-7 Buckgussie Fanner. I don't even know what that means, and I'm not sure if I want to understand. Welcome in, Gather Pilot. I hope you're doing well. If we put this one there, that would suggest we're connecting the blue pieces, maybe. Or, well, I guess this one comes from the blue, but doesn't really connect to the blue, so maybe we're still connecting gray pieces then? In which case, this guy definitely needs to go elsewhere. Resident Evil 7, I assume. I see. Save search should also always be enabled. I love how this is like the third Void Stranger stream where you barely play the game, you just stare at art images instead. Yep. Yep. It's wonderful. It's great. I'm not slowly losing my mind over this at all. No siree. I'm fine. Unfortunately, this still feels like it makes very little sense. I mean, this is much more doable than Picross. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be to me. Yeah, this doesn't connect. You just don't. Gotta pick up a package. Alright. Good luck. I'm gonna have to go back in the vaults and tally up how many hours of our life this puzzle has taken from... Yeah. Yeah, I want to know now. Too many. Way too many hours. Greetings, Moonbuddy. Hello, Rigon. Hello, game and anime and music. Welcome to me still losing my mind over a snake puzzle. And what do the arrows mean? Who knows? Not me. I swear this puzzle lends itself far more towards trial and error, as I've seen like 4 ways to put the puzzle together. Yeah, at this point it might have actually been quicker to just go one by one. Try and just first start with demolishing all the things and then just start having tiles added. But that would have also been like really hard. The problem is that trying to connect all the blue tiles or trying to connect all the gray tiles is fairly impossible while still having it make sense. Still, like, you'd think, oh, maybe this will make it easier, but no, it still doesn't really add up. We still ain't connecting. How many hours does it take to beat Void Stranger? 10 hours without Snake Puzzle. 8 months with Snake Puzzle. Like, I'm wondering what the arrows are meant to hint at and how they're meant to help. Because these arrows are not helping. The puzzle's super easy to make. The puzzle's rules to start on the other hand. They are straight from hell. I know a guy was 80 hours in this playthrough. I have 60 hours. I'm way above that just because of this puzzle. I was going through things pretty fast without it. And then this puzzle game. And other people completely less time though. Don't taunt me. I feel silly enough as is. I think this is an arrow going top right, but who even knows? What does the arrow top right mean? I don't know. Does it mean I need to put it on the top right? Does it mean the next piece goes in the top right? People completely less time have lots of hours in their playthrough, but they are the speedrunners. Okay, but I'm talking about how many hours you spent in the game, not how many hours you... Like, once you solve this puzzle, you don't need to solve it again. I'm talking about people that completed it blind, that had a decent time. Otherwise, it's not a fair comparison. Like, yeah, I'll be a lot faster too when I have to solve this puzzle when I already know the answer. Then it's not really solving the puzzle anymore, now is it? Then it's just a matter of how quickly can I execute what I already know I have to do. That's a different skill. Yeah, this still ain't making no sense to me. Like... I don't even know which spaces I'm meant to be connecting, and no matter which spaces I try to connect, it still doesn't really connect very well. It's the problem. Okay, like this could work. And I guess these two connect to these beds, but then that would suggest we're connecting to void spaces. But I don't have any tail starting area that like begins into, so nothing fits between there. Unless this one is actually meant to be here and this one doesn't count, but I don't... That wouldn't make sense. I also don't know where any of the tails are meant to start or end at this point. See, the problem is that I have a lot of spaces. Like, seeing as we're meant to connect stuff, we have a lot of spaces like these, where only one tile size fits, but the only singular tiles we have are this guy and this guy. Everything else we've already connected with the left-right, which I feel makes sense, but this tile doesn't fit here because this would connect to opposite tiles. Meanwhile, no tile fits here either. I mean, I guess this tile could fit there. Yeah, and then neither of them really fits here because this tile there would connect to wrong space. I guess this guy could go here, but that's really the only option. But then something would need to go above there that actually fits, which isn't these guys, because these guys start here. But then we don't have anything that starts that left that could go above there without going into that. Unless it is meant to go into that, because technically that bit of the brand is broken. But we don't know that. That's the problem. I mean, we could do this, but then we'll have partially broken tiles. Also, this one would then go into something that we know is a void tile, so that wouldn't make sense. This one doesn't make sense there. And then we're out of spaces, because like at most this guys could go, but then that wouldn't work. So then maybe this guy would be higher up and this tile would remain empty, I guess. But then we'd still have this thing that we have no way of connecting to anything. Like we could connect it here, but then we'd need something that goes there. This one doesn't really connect truly. Not proper at least. Dear God, Luna keeps her layers on the left. What's wrong with keeping my layers on the left? What's wrong with that? Also, you've been staring at this for quite some time. We've been streaming for a while. You only see that now? Yeah, with how many weird parts we have that seem to connect to some mysterious upper layer that we don't have. Seeing as we don't have any blue tiles that connect to any top layer. But only like 2 gray tiles that connect to an upper layer. Well, it's hard to look away from the cute burp on the bottom right. That's your one cute statement of the stream used up. Yeah. Yeah. So there's many things that I would connect to this bottom one. Like if this is meant to be a void one. More than I have. It's the problem. I mean, I guess I could connect this one to this void one and then move this one elsewhere and then have this starting one be here? Or here? Although I don't have any... Nothing connects to there that I have. So... then it would make sense for this one to be connected to here, I guess. Or here? Somehow. I mean, I would put this in a corner thing, but we don't have a corner thing. Is the problem. We have nothing to connect this guy. I mean, this guy I could connect to here, but that's actually more left than right. It's, I guess, here? But then we need something to connect them up. I guess this guy... If we put this guy here, then it doesn't really, like, this might work, but that's not aligning with... Yeah, this guy's meant to be there. So that doesn't really align well at all. But we could maybe, if we squint, we could see that being like, I don't know. Not really, honestly. And then where's that one going? You know? I mean, I guess we could move you and you one left after all. And then have this guy here. And then something connects them there. But we don't have a something to connect them there is the problem. Yeah, even with more information, we're still kind of equally lost. Unfortunately. I also don't know where the start and ending of these tales are meant to be. I just know that this weird piece is confusing. Okay, so we have start and ends that make no sense. Then we have one piece that could bring something up. I'm starting to suspect this isn't a very good puzzle. Me too. I'm not liking this puzzle very much. Like you could connect. But then where would these guys go? I guess this could work. Maybe. And then we need a corner here that we don't have, and this one goes nowhere, so that's odd. And we could have this corner here, and then we could have something. But this also doesn't really work. That doesn't work. That definitely doesn't work. And you kind of work, like this bit works, but then again we have nothing for this on the right side. Which means there should be maybe potentially a block here, but we don't really have a block that goes out here. Like neither void or non-void do we have a connection piece here. Even though this works well. We just don't have any... Yeah, somehow I feel like we're just as far... I mean, we're slightly closer to the solution, but not really. I might need more hints, but I don't want more hints, but I might need them. Like, am I even going in the right direction? Like, am I assuming the right things? Who even knows? Not me, unfortunately. This is a great looking solution, I just have no idea what it means though. Yep. Like, the question is, will we even recognize the solution if we so happen to stumble upon it? Maybe it would help knowing where the starting bits go? It's just this bit that... Honestly, it's not just this bit. So many bits honestly mess me up. Like this guy. Like, the problem with this piece is that we'd need like a thing here which we don't have. Or like multiple connections. Want me to look at the solution? No, because then you can't speculate anymore. You want to give it to you or nothing. I want some people to be able to speculate with me without being spoiled. Oh, Kitty Cat wants to leave. 1 second. Okay. Sleepy, I'll feel sleepy. The problem is we have a lot of pieces that don't seem to connect well to each other that would need like a mysterious side piece. Unfortunately, none of the corners make sense. Like, here a piece would make sense that maybe moves like this, but we don't have a piece that moves like this. You know, there's something oddly comforting about watching you try solve this puzzle and the music playing in the back. Well, I'm glad someone is feeling comforted. All the while making rice pudding and watching it slowly bubble. Ooh, rice pudding. Meanwhile, these pieces, because like, it would make sense to have something like this, or like something like this. Like, either they need like a bottom piece here or a bottom piece here to maybe make sense. I admit the puzzle lost me somewhere along the snake line and now I'm cheering from the sidelines. Fair enough. We don't really have something like that. Like, I guess this guy could go here, but then what goes above the guy? You know? Even with using the other pieces as like connection stuff, it still doesn't really make sense. I have returned, welcome back. You haven't missed much. Should I ask another hint from Ringtail? Maybe I should. Thank you, Kila. I'm not cute, but thank you. Maybe we should play Holocaust, but that will feel a little silly. I've got cute. Nuh-uh. I'm also not that. I'm fierce and scary. Make an example out of him, Luna. Out of her. I don't know. What if we made Luna a copium emote, but she's huff and cute instead? Nesette is Nesette is a her. Well, shit. It happens, but we do need to update that. Try and update that in your memory brain. Nesette be a her now. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I don't have gender dysphoria. Because it sounds like it sucks. And I'm really sorry people have to deal with that. I wish it was just easier to be, like, in the body that you feel comfortable with. I'm not officially a her yet, but I hope to get there. Well, yeah, but, like... You feel a her, so we call you a her. Until you're like, actually, maybe that wasn't it. And then we can change it if that is also a thing you'd want. It would be cool if we had like sci-fi body changes. That would be neat. Do you know how many times it'd be like, you know, right now, the booba, they are in the way. I could go without them for a day. It would be really nice. Also, if you feel like a her, you're officially a her in our hearts. Yeah. I just feel very honored when people trust me with that kind of information, because I know that's a very sensitive and scary thing to, like, change something so, like, big about your identity. Like, that's a scary step to make, and I'm very proud of anyone who makes it, and it's also very understanding to the people that might want to wait with it a little longer till they're in a safer spot. Gender dysphoria mentioned, let me add it. Yes, if we could just stop the gender dysphoria, that would be great. My favorite owl still has their beak stumped. Oh, I'm your favorite. And yeah, I do. Sincerely, someone who's only been recognized as her by the government a few months ago. Oh, well, congrats at least on being officially recognized now. For about 2 weeks ago, I told my mom, dad, and brother about it, so yeah, that was a scary moment. But you did it, and I'm very proud of you for it. That was, like, it's scary, but it's important. Hell yeah, huge step. Both shows in the set. I'm just I'm honestly really flattered so many people like gather here and feel comfortable here to share that. That is, I don't know, makes me really happy to be a safe space. Yeah. Chat, I fear that I have no clue what I'm doing. I still haven't told most of my family. That is understandable. That is a scary thing to do. If any of my kids turn out to be trans, I will hit them with the transparent joke immediately. We are prepared. Yeah, I might guys, I might need more help. I don't know what I'm doing. We might be cooked. At least the owl of the owl of the brain is cooked, yes. The brain of the owl is cooked. Very cooked. They're very crispy. I hope the queue for the gender dysphoria assessment isn't too long. One place here in Sweden, I read that one person had to wait 4.5 years for her. Oh, that is too long. That is way too long. Like no. Just a tiny annotation on the side. We've enjoyed the same tune for 4 weeks. Is it possible to introduce a bit of musical variety? I would love that. Unfortunately, every single time I play something that isn't games, I get hit with being muted. Every single time. Professor Layton betrayed me. I thought Professor Layton music would surely be safe, but no. So, even though I too would like some variety in music, so far it's never gone well. Want a hint about how many dials are on each row? Yes. Yes, please. I need hints. RC Remix, I think, is royalty free. Karaoke stream. Maybe you can look into it. See, the brain power of the owl was very limited outside of streams. And all the stuff with royalty music is really, really difficult. Because it's like... Then you start looking it up and the half of the people is like, is it still royalty free? Because I got muted for using it. It's like, it's constantly updating and it's... Yeah... The Bryce Trans support group in chat is a surprise but nice, but it makes me really happy. Okay, 4 tiles on the second row, 3 tiles on the third row, first on the fourth, 1 on the... Okay, that is a very... Thank you for the tip, but that is a very brain-hurty moment order of doing things, you know? Okay, so 4 tiles on the second... Wait, how does that even... Wait, how would that even fit? Oh no! That means there's things that are overlapping with the tiles that have been colored in. That is horrible. Why would they do that to us? Sorry, from the top down. Yeah, but going like second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, and last row. Oh, wait, second... Wait. Okay, no, wait, that is in order. Wait, that does... What? So... This... Huh? But then how? Because we already got 2 of these things filled in. Like, this is a... What? It's lying to me. It's like, this one we have defined. Then there's 2 spots here. This one we can see that that's, like, filled in. And then we have 2 spots here. And this one we can see it's filled in too. Which means there's no way... The 4 tiles are not... yeah, no. No kidding. I don't need you to tell me that, Bin. It's just that there's not 4 empty spaces. We only have 3 empty spaces, which means the thing is lying to me. It's being deceiving. Like, what the heck? The grey was a lie all along. Exactly. Oh man, I hate it. I'm hating this puzzle too. Welcome in. I'm slowly going mad. I'm allowing a small kind of... I've been at this for 4 streams. And they're usually 7 hours long. So the grey tiles are a lie. I don't know if this grey tile is lying or this grey tile is lying, but we're gonna assume that this grey tile is lying. My mom told me that when she was younger, she called me trying on her bra. So this dysphoria thing must have been with me a long, long time. Now being 38 years old. Yeah, dang. I mean, to be fair, I think boys can try on their mom's bras too. I think that can just be a child curiosity thing. But yeah, in hindsight, that does seem like a sign, you know? Oh, dang it, ants. That means so much time has passed already. Okay. Be right back. We have to do ants, and then we're going to go back to Snake and see if with the new hints I might be able to finally solve this, hopefully. Please, I don't want a 5th stream of this. I'm so tired of the snack. Be right back. And I'm back. Yeah, you never know. Never know what to think of the signs because it's so easy to give meaning to things like that in hindsight. Yeah, having thoughts like, oh hey, it would have been cooler if I was born a girl are definite signs, but trying brow or makeup as a child feels like it might just be curiosity. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not sure how old I was when, but maybe between 6 and 10 years old, I would guess. And at that age, there's no words to describe what you feel, really. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, I suppose. I just think sometimes that narrative induces false ideas in people's heads. Especially younger people who think they're not valid for not having had those moments. Yeah, by narrative, I mean insisting these signs are 100% signs. Yeah. It's also a thing where I've seen people who aren't actually trans question themselves for having such a thing. My biggest sign was that when I learned of the word transgender, my reaction was, wait, that's possible? You can just... And I knew. Took me years to process it, though. Yeah, I think... The difficulty is that just your personal identity and also gender... It's a really complicated feeling to describe. Like... So even as an adult, it seems really difficult to put in words, let alone as a child. And as a child, you might not even realize that it's an option. You know? So that wouldn't be something you think of. And also, like, a lot of moments are, like, just... They could also just be curiosity. It doesn't have to fall either way. It's incredibly hard to describe because there's no other perspective than yours. Yeah, so... It's all mess, especially in a society that really doesn't encourage that train of thought. Yeah, I think allowing yourself to ask that question, like, hey, would that mean that maybe that is something I experience too, isn't necessarily a bad thing? Like, oh, hey, that is something that, like, I recognize parts of myself in this. Might that be? Because I do think it's good to ask yourself that question open and honestly, because maybe you actually relate more than you think, and you would be happier, like, it is good to ask, but the answer might also be no. Like, actually, no, this body feels fine to me. Yeah, first came across the word transgender in year 2009, maybe, and I was like, what the heck is that? 100% agree, Luna. Yeah, but it is just, in general, a really difficult thing to explore. Like, heck, I probably should give myself more questions about it. Probably just because it's a good thing to do. You know? Where do I stand? What do I feel comfortable with? Because in the end, it's about being comfortable in your own skin. Or as much as possible, at least. My first encounter with the idea of being transgender was Kim Petras, and my brain was thoroughly unable to process it. I don't know who that is, I'm afraid. Then in 2014 I started thinking that it could be what I was feeling, and I started thinking about changing my gender then, but I pushed the thoughts and feelings aside, and it worked until recently when I started feeling it again, except this time it hit me like a truck. Kim Petras, just an awesome person. Now I need to know who that is. But yeah, it also just takes a while, like, I can imagine, to, like, come to terms with feeling it in the first place, and then a longer while to do something about it. A German girl who transitioned super early in her teens. She made news all over the world. Oh, and she's a great musician, and holy shit, she's so cool. It's always nice to have, like, cool people to look up to. It's the youngest transgender person, transitioning at the age of 12, I think. Good for her. Okay, so, wait, nothing at the top row. We have, gotta go, hold on. Let me take a screenshot of that, so I can keep that. 4 tiles on the second row, which means the grey tiles are a lie. 3 tiles on the third row, 1 on the fourth, 1 on the fifth, 2 on the last. Which means the grey tiles are a lie. Okay. So nothing at the top row. So that means we are probably connecting blue tiles in that case. And we have only 1 on the 5th and 1 on the 4th. Okay. Which means if there's only 1 on the 5th and 1 on the 4th, that means this one... See, and we got 4 tiles on the second row. Which means this guy is not here. 4 on the 2nd, 3 on the 3rd, 1 on the 4th and 2. Huh. Okay. Interesting. W parents too. Yeah, I can imagine that's a scary thing as parents, because you want the best for your child, but it's completely new and you, like, you want to help your child, but you don't know how to. Not a hint, but that a clue were given said 2000 top row, the message string was broken up by a message. Oh? From the top down, the 2nd row, the 4000 all connect. 4000 the 2nd row, 3000 the 3rd row. Oh, 2000 the top row. Okay, yeah, no, that is... Thank you. I indeed did not see that. Yeah, that would have definitely messed me up. Okay. Okay, I was already confused because that doesn't add up. Especially at the time, it was like 2006 and so, yeah. So I feel almost confident about these guys. Oh, thank you for the pre-subscription, Demon Eye Shark. I appreciate it. A tier 3 too. I don't have enough, like, emotes for you guys. I need to get more emotes, but I have been having art block. And I don't know, I can't animate. Transgender care wasn't as good as it is now. Parents would have probably freaked out, but I'm sure they listened to their child, sought guidance, and were there for her. I mean, I think being worried for your child is a normal reaction, but then, like, the feeling that follows or what you do after is what determines, like, how well you help your child. Like, okay, this is scary, but we're gonna listen and try find them professional help, or we're gonna deny our two very different reactions. You know, it's scary. You're allowed to be worried. That is normal, because as a parent, I think you're always worried. But then the follow-up thing should be, okay, and how do I help my child the best way I can? And not everyone is equally great at that, sadly. Yeah, but in these circumstances, it's so hard to know what help my child... Yeah. No, that is really impressive of them. Because how would you know what helping your child looks like in that situation? Because at that age, it could have been just the face. It could have just been invasive thoughts that you can't shake off. Yeah. No, that I imagine that would have been really difficult. We talk a lot about transition, but we really don't talk enough about the people detransition or realize that it wasn't the right path for them. It is a very low number. Like, it's a lower number than the amount of people who regret knee surgery. But it's still something that should be considered, yeah. But that just means that more research is needed, so we can more aptly help the people that have these feelings. Like, and distinguish between the people that might actually have something else going on. Okay, let's see. 2 on the top row, 4 on the 2nd row, 3000 on the 3rd row, 1 on the 4th, 1 on the 5th, 2 on the last row. The problem is that we only have 2 tiles that are singular tiles. And our last row must mean that one of the gray tiles is a lie. Yeah, I think I missed some stuff. And in case, I'm feeling honored that you guys are feeling comfortable enough to share something like that here, because I know it's scary to share. It's okay. I think it's really important to talk about, and I'm glad that people feel safe here to do so. I just also might miss some of the text, and I hope people don't mind. I'm so good. Okay, maybe And then this one starts here and this one goes here maybe? I don't know about that. That doesn't look right. That seems sorta okay. But then if this connects that way, this feels off. That doesn't seem right. I guess we could have this. But then there's nothing here. So that doesn't seem good. Yeah, meant to. I want to, but it's so dang scary. I'm mostly afraid of getting beaten up. Oh. You get there and I said, just find things that you're comfortable with at first. You can also stealth dress. I used to wear stockings under my jeans because it made me feel good. Accessorizing also helps. Yeah, I'm currently using panties in a pair of jeans that doesn't look too female. Nah, that works. To be fair, I say that, but it's been 5.5 years and I still don't really wear dresses out. Anxiety is a binge. Yeah. I can get that. Which is a shame, because I think everyone should be able to experience wearing a skirt, because it is very nice in the summer. Skirts are nice, yeah. Honestly, I don't wear a skirt a lot because it is also kind of inconvenient at times. Like, it's breezy, but you gotta be mindful of how you sit. And also, biking with a skirt is kind of... I know there's people who do it, but I'm bad at it. I'm very clumsy. I wear shirts with a huge tear down in the middle once. I agree, the breeze feels nice. It's just when it's hot. It's like... It's too hot to care. I just have a huge dysphoria because of my voice, and my shoulders are an issue with clothes, so I don't feel right in a dress, for instance. Just gotta find the right stuff, though. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, like... I hope you find clothing that you feel comfortable in and that make you happy. Also, dresses are really hit or miss. No matter, like... 9 out of 10 dresses don't look good on me either. Like, that is not a transgender thing. That's just like a... Most dresses aren't even made for most body types thing. Body type isn't that masculine, thankfully, but there's a few things that I'd love to change. Yeah, also, if you're too scared of wearing nail polish, you can just wear base coat. It gives a nice sheen, but it's discreet enough that nobody notices it but you. That's a good idea. I'm still fighting social anxiety from years of isolation. Presenting in public is a bit a way away, but we'll get there. Baby steps. When my partner wears a dress, I'm like, dang, you look super comfy in that. So freeing, while I'm wandering around in shorts and a t-shirt. Have you considered just trying a dress for the heck of it? My shoulders are too wide for any women's clothes. I have to get like 2 to 3 sizes up my normal size for the shoulders to fit comfortably, but then the sleeves are way too long. Yeah, that sucks. You could, you know, either find a tailor or try and start, like, adjusting clothes yourself. My shoulders... Yeah, most dresses are not made with broad shoulders in mind. Honestly, I have that too. I have t-shirts where I'm like, ah, nice, this is the right length for my torso, but it's so tight around the shoulders and the armpits that I hate it. And I don't have a particularly broad frame. Yeah, I usually wear small men's clothes, so I go for a medium in women's clothing, which often works. Yeah, adjusting clothes might be the solution, but it's a pain. Custom pieces would be nice, but yeah, it's expensive. But like, the clothes should fit you. You shouldn't have to be made to fit the clothes, you know? But that's also the problem with mass-produced clothing. Most of the clothing doesn't fit anyone, you know? We couldn't share the dress, though. She's far more petite than I am. Yeah, you would maybe need your own dress at that point. I ordered clothes from Timo Muslim because it was cheap and felt like... Yeah, I understand why you choose something to do it cheaply, so you can try a bunch of stuff out. That's because we only have 2 pieces that are one length, which means that maybe some of these pieces aren't meant to be together. That's old. Like, that's really old. There's a guy who wears dresses occasionally in my neighborhood. He's 100% a cis man and very secure with his gender identity, but he's like, hey, they're nice. And men used to wear dresses. I don't see a problem. He makes his own. That is amazing. I love him. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog Halloween costume, which is a very honest statement on it, which makes me chuckle. It's a blue shirt that says, one size fits most. Most honest praise. We love people who break gender norms. Yeah, they're cool. Oh, no, I don't want them connected. Okay, that could work. This goes down, but then that goes nowhere. This still ain't making any sense, guys. Like, it almost fits, but not fine. Are you sure? One of the 5th, one of the 4th. You sure? You sure about that? Because this seems like there should be a tile here that then just won't be there. And the most wild part I find about all this is if you all told your parents, my father would have beaten my ass if he found out I like to draw. I could imagine what he would have done if I did any of this. That sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. He's well in his 40s too. I feel that's an important thing to say. That is, like, that is cool. Because we don't have many, like, older generation people that are that open about breaking gender norms. I feel like that's a younger generation thing generally. Well, different families, different parents. And sorry, your dad doesn't seem to be a very understanding person. Yeah. Still haven't told people around me that I was sure they were 100%... Unless I was sure they were 100% safe. Yeah, sometimes some things you unfortunately have to keep to yourself safe. That's, you know, keeping yourself safe is the #1 priority. I have no issues with gender norms, but I will say there was one point when someone kept calling me a cis man, and I was just like, I have no idea what a cis man is, but please stop calling me that. I'm just a man. But apparently it was non-offensive to call me cis man, despite my preference. I know what it means now, but at the time I was like, calling someone a name they aren't happy about doesn't matter if it's right or not. Yeah, I can see that. It's like... I mean, I think it's fair to be like, hey, could we just drop the distinction in this case? Because a distinction isn't always necessary. In this case, it's not something that means anything bad, and a distinction is useful. But I also get that it might be a little like, hey, we don't have to always define that if we are already at the same page. I'm an ex-figure skater, motocross racing, biker, trans girl. You know, that is really cool. I'm all good. The words have described my father a little, not safe for Luna. 100%. I'm looking at the puzzle solved. Really? Oh my goodness. But this doesn't make sense. Even knowing more of the answer makes no gosh dang sense. Like, what? What do you mean? So for friends, I'm one of the things that's a good idea to tell them. If they're accepting is great. If they have a hard time understanding, explaining would help. If they refuse to understand, tolerate, and outright oppose, then it's a good time to burn bridges. Yeah. I said they're like, if I call you Penguin, is that okay? Apparently not. So why would it be okay to call me something that I don't want to be called? Welcome to the impromptu meeting. Yeah. I don't think there's a gender norm for me. That's fair. I mean, I think gender norms tend to be a little too restrictive anyway. I don't think I have it solved yet, Soviet. Your enthusiasm is kind, but I think it might be a little preemptive. I mean, if you squint, this maybe vaguely looks right, but only if you squint really, really hard. Labels hacking suck. I think they're a good way to convey an idea, but they're nothing more than that, and I think they generally suck. Yeah. Yeah, this was also a ball like Luna. Just throw the logic out the window. I agree with this. I solved by turning my brain off. 5-hour puzzle. If it had only been 5 hours. If it only had been 5 hours. Been way more than 5 hours. Yeah, this still don't make sense to me. Can I help you cheat now? No, not yet. Okay, this maybe follows something, but it's empty. Why? What do you mean we still don't have connected pieces? Okay, this arrow points to down, and then this one doesn't have... No, this arrow also points down. Does that mean anything? This goes nowhere. This... I think some people are way to focus on some things like pronouns too. I remember I once said a silly little joke and I got dressed like, we take pronouns seriously here. How dare you make fun of them? I was like, my dude, the joke wasn't at anyone. It was a silly joke about something no one identifies at. Yeah, it is a tough balance. Like, I'm a trans woman, but every trans woman is a different flavor trans. Same goes for any label. People just like belonging and putting people in categories, I guess. On some support, Luna. Yeah, okay. Is my singular tiles, are those, like, correct to be singular? Like, they're not meant to be next to anything, right? These two. But then... Like... I had to stream with lots of people with other pronouns laughing. Yeah, that's the issue. Like, not everyone likes the same joke too. I just think... Just straight up, sending death threats to anyone is just a no-no. I don't care what they've done. I don't think you should harass someone like that. Even if they're the worst person out there, I just don't think that leads to anything good. Yeah, it's always a delicate dance with minorities because people often have things that are very, very sensitive or geared to them. Yeah, it's like you don't want to hurt anyone, but restricting what other people can say also isn't a good thing. It's really difficult. Want to know if anything's right? Yes, please. Like... I guess we need to do a hot or cold sort of situation, like... Yeah, so they're like, okay, not a community for me. It was a mod threading me and I just thought this feels a bit restrictive. Bottom 2 rows are correct. Okay, good. So, These are good. These are good. Yeah, I like being chill, you know, and one above. So this one is good. Okay, bottom 3 rows are spot on. Okay, this one is good. Yeah, this makes no goddamn sense, by the way, then. Like, what do you mean? You give me puzzle pieces where some connect perfectly and some just go into the void? Excuse me? What is this puzzle? That's why I did so well figuring it out. Because my brain makes little to no sense. To be fair, I don't vibe with LGBT-centric communities because there's often a mindset that I really don't associate with. A lot of people piss me off. I'm my local trans association's Discord because of the resource they offer, but some people generally make me want to defenestrate them. Yeah, some people just want to throw out the window. Okay, well, at least I have the bottom 3 rows. Yeah, sometimes what I've had with like really tight-knit communities is that there starts becoming this really uncomfortable like sense of nobody is allowed to be different than what the group thinks, which I don't know, just really gives me the ick, makes me really uncomfortable, because then you're not allowed to even question anything anymore, and that stuff gets scary. I'm like, even if someone says something that is not nice or might be perceived as mean, immediately like going on the offensive is not the way, because they might, for one, you're assuming the worst. You should never assume the worst of people. I know that's easy on the internet, but you should always assume the best intentions. Secondly, I don't think that helps anyone. Yeah, exactly, which is so weird when you're in a community that's about marginalized people who are different than others, and the whole, you don't think exactly the way I do, so you're immediately a foe. Yeah, I think that's just something that sometimes happens to people when they've experienced so many, like, bad things that they want to belong somewhere, finally. And I can understand that bit. The problem is if you then, like, take that to the extreme, but then again, nothing to the extreme works well, you know? That's... saying that apparently my grandpa used to say, that I never knew. Niks waar te voor staat is goed, behalve tevreden. Nothing, so te is like a word in Dutch to basically say more, or too much, technically. A shortened word of too much. So, te veel, too much. Yeah, basically it is a small word to indicate too much. And tevreden means content. Yeah, always having too much of anything is bad. Basically. Okay, so we have this arrow here. So we have an arrow that points here, an arrow that points there, no arrow there. What the arrows mean, who knows? We don't have any arrows on these. We don't have an arrow on these. We do have, like, arrows on these guys. I don't know what that's meant to be. Okay, maybe... Is this guy then... There are arrows. Yeah, I don't know what the arrows mean. I don't think the arrows help. Look. There's an arrow here. One of the things I absolutely abhor is how quick some people are to flag others as transphobes. Just because they said something didn't sit well with them. Oh, it's because you're a transphobe. There's a very long story about some of the doctors I saw that I'm not going to tell because it's the wall of text. But basically I saw a lot of doctors because I want a specific HRT regimen. Most doctors who are flagged as transphobic were actually just reasonable people. I live by the motto of treat others as you want to be treated yourself. That's also... I think... I just want to assume the best in people. That is usually what I go with. Assume the best intentions. I never noticed the arrows. That's some wild attention to detail. I've looked at this puzzle for way too long. But the weird thing is that not all of them have arrows, and I still don't know what the arrows mean. Like, what do you mean? Who even knows? Like, even knowing that apparently these spots are correct, like, what does this arrow mean? I agree. Problem is I want to nuke my own country, therefore I must nuke the whole world. Let's not do that then. Maybe that's not the way to go. Okay, so this could work. And I guess these go into nowhere land for some reason. Apparently going into nowhere land is fine. Why is this puzzle? Are we there yet? Do I at least have the right things on the right row? Like, is this on the right row or do I need to, like, move it? Also, why is the void spot a lie? This is clearly an empty spot. Third row is correct, I think. We already got, like... Okay, you mean this third row. Okay. It is. Correct. Like, the entire puzzle or just the third row? Like, this one is correct. I think we need to track down the fellow who made this puzzle. Just makes... Yeah. Okay. Okay, third row is correct. A few sessions ago, my therapist noted I was doing TTRPG prep as a GM and player, with a big emphasis on empathy towards fellow players. And I went, well, yeah, doesn't everybody? So I guess that's would be my life motto. They aren't. They're finished. Bottom 4 rows are 100% correct. They're gone. No wonder. Now, I'm playing a TTRPG with 2 Swedes, so yeah, I have learned that the Finnish are in fact not okay. They can be normal people, but generally they might not be okay. That's what I've been told. Okay, this one seems like it's the only one that makes sense to be at the top right level, but maybe it's not. Maybe you go here? You go... Where would you go? Surely you don't go here, right? Why? Would post a video of the hair Nerocca with pizza and nuggets in it, but I'm gonna be... What? So what, the thing with pizza and... I mean, I guess if you smoked a lot of weed, that might make sense. Split pea soup. Never mind, I'm retracting that statement, what the heck? Why would you do that to pizza? No! Don't do that to pizza! I think they're not just high, just finished. I've seen more. No, but you don't put pizza in soup. You don't put pizza in soup, come on! The crowd of anything can go on a pizza suddenly goes... See, no, but that's different. Anything can go on a pizza and pizza going in anything are very different statements. Oh, by the way, my tuna pizza is really nice. Nice. May I share the bad pizza? Yeah, share the bad pizza. And at that point, don't call it a pizza anymore. That's a crime against pizzas. Are we getting closer or further away? I mean, this sorta makes sense. I get maybe this one. I mean, if nothing matters anymore, anyhow. I guess this one can go here, and then this one goes there. If everything is a lie anyway. Like, maybe this? You're close, very close. Okay. Hold on. Hold on, we're opening the image. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. What are we looking at? Link broke. I mean, I made it work. Magic. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's very blurry. Guess the toppings. I mean, something vaguely mushroom-like, but there's pink. There's pickles? No, banana? Oh yeah, that's banana. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. That's banana. Is that ham then? But it's too pink. What is the pink stuff? Chewing gum. Banana pineapple curry? I think topics. Chewing gum. Chewing gum. Chewing gum. Chewing gum. No. No. Pizza rights revoked. No pizza rights for you. You do not... I don't care what the yellow part is. You cannot salvage this. You do not put chewing gum on a pizza. In fact, you don't put chewing gum in anything you're meant to swallow. You're not meant to swallow chewing gum. It's not my pizza. Whoever made this pizza should have their pizza right revoked. I mean, a dessert pizza... No. Dessert pizza are fine. Chewing gum on a pizza is a crime. No, my pizza is mango chicken. I'm fine with it. Chewing gum on a pizza is a crime. Pizza is meant that you eat and swallow. Chewing gum is most certainly something you're not supposed to swallow. What even is the yellow bit? Do I want to know what the yellow bit is? Please tell me that the gum is not pre-chewed. I mean, honestly, would it even be that much more cursed? Whoever put chewing gum on the pizza is insane anyway. Like, it can't even get that much worse. But what is the yellow stuff? Like, don't tell me that's like custard or something. Don't tell me they like put banana and custard and chewing gum on a pizza. Because the poor custard. Mustard maybe? That would be the most cursed option. Banana, mustard, and chewing gum would be the most cursed option. Here's your pizza and don't swallow it. Like, who puts chewing gum on a pizza? Like, no. Just no. In any case, okay. Are we there yet? Not quite, right? Am I correct on the second row? Do I need to... Oh, maybe this one. Maybe this one needs to be moved. This one looks like it could also go here. You're obscenely close. Top road, right? Correct. Yeah? We did it. It's done. This is the most cursed puzzle. I accidentally grabbed the hat. Ah! Unhat me! Oh dear. Which my unhat button? Ah! Wait, where's my hat at? Oh wait, this is the hat. Okay, hold on. Am I... Okay, yeah, I think I turned everything off. Surprise hat for solving the puzzle. Yeah, this is cursed. What do you mean? What do you mean, though? This is not okay. Then I have a terribly unrelated question. Shoot, this is not okay. What do you mean? What do you mean this is this... What puzzle gives you puzzle pieces and then it's like, oh yeah, just leave empty flipping gaps? Why? What? Why? Bitterball and pizza. Well, I'm not very like, I don't usually eat bitterball on myself, but you know what? I'd say it's less gross than chewing gum. You know what? As long as it's not chewing gum and I don't have to eat it, you do you. I think the most bizarre food I've ever had was a drink called sourdough. That is a interest. But like, what do you mean? There is random, inexplicable empty space in this gosh darn puzzle. Like, no, we're not glossing over this part. Also, I end up posting Kurt's Herner Rocco video on your Discord. Make sure you don't watch it if you don't want to die. I'm immune to dying. I have already died. What do you mean? There is a random empty space in your puzzle with puzzle pieces. I'm not done shouting yet. Also, what are the arrows for? How are the arrows helping with anything? I don't think they are. They make no gosh darn sense. Like, does it point at where it's meant to go next? Is that what it's meant to be? But this guy doesn't have any arrows. There's no arrows on these. So, what does it mean? I don't know. This guy has an arrow going up. There is no up. And this guy has an arrow going down. I guess at least this arrow and this arrow point in the same direction. But then, what do you... Down here is nothing. Honestly, I think the arrows don't mean anything and are just an unfortunate texture. In which case, they should at least change the arrows. Because they're just a red herring at this point. But like, no, you don't make a puzzle where you have certain pieces fit together perfectly and then have other things just go straight into the void for no reason. Why? And I was missing 3 pieces. That is... No. How? Which pieces were you even missing? This doesn't make any gosh darn sense. This makes no gosh darn sense. This is also... That means this tile's a lie and this tile's a lie, even though we can clearly see that those tiles are half empty. And this tile is a lie and this tile is a lie. I did too, and I was missing the one on the far left. I mean, to be fair, this one isn't that important. I mean, I guess it would be a bit of trial and error, but missing one and then knowing... But honestly, how will you even know if you have it finished? Because this doesn't look like a completed puzzle. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? This is not okay. Like, okay, clearly the snake is supposed to go like this, like so, like so. This doesn't even connect proper. Then it goes here. Then it goes into nowhere. Then it goes up here, does this, goes down here, goes here, again more nowhere. Like, what? It's a puzzle, you need to... This is not a good puzzle. You need some kind of internal consistency. You know what you could do if you wanted to show puzzle pieces going into the void and making them have sense? Do the little blackout thing at like the edges to show that it goes into void stuff. Like, okay, we have little blackout spots, so you know that they go into the empty spaces. And you know you don't have to worry about it. But also, these things aren't even properly connected. Albums about them. Like, no, this is not a good... The entirety of it... You can do better than this. You need to rework this puzzle, please. There's pieces missing. Like, either show the blackening on the edges, so you know it goes into nowhere space, and also remove the arrows. I don't think the arrows do much. I think the shadow side of the snake being consistent everywhere, that is nice, but like, this is stupid. Don't do that. If this one like just curled around the entire thing, that would be better. Like, just curl it around. Just make it one thing. Curl it around like so. And then, okay, this one is supposed to curl around this thing. That's fine. Ish. It's still not great. This one, I think, should also just be connected with itself, potentially. Then these are just... These ones should, like, either just have it connect to itself, or have it do that black thing again. This one, this is just This is just bad. Like, this doesn't connect to anywhere, so you fade it out into black. You might want to make it a different fade. You could have just, I don't know. So you have the fade in here, you have the fade out there, and then maybe just don't have this bit. This bit doesn't even connect to this bit gun. This doesn't Luna Meltdown. Like, maybe just have a curl like this. But I mean, if you want this one empty, like, I don't know. You could have... I don't know. Maybe have this one just connect here in the frame, so you don't have to worry about this frame. And then connect something down here and have it... I don't know. I guess in the frame here, or maybe this and then like higher up. Fade into there, and have this be an obvious curly to the right. I don't know. Have them show clearer connections. Also, probably make a more obvious beginning and starting point. I guess in this case it wouldn't really do much. But like, you need something to start you off with. Like, hey, this piece is meant to go there and I can build from there. Oh no. What is the reward going to be? The reward. Okay, well, first we're gonna need to like actually make it happen. Okay, hold on. We're gonna need to take a screenshot of this, I think. Let me just grab that. I'm gonna grab our notes. Solves. And we're gonna put my drawing tablet away because we don't need it anymore. It's been so long, I don't even feel satisfied that I solved it. I gained no dopamine from this, just anger. I got my books. Nice. Now, even if they meant this to be an obscure Easter egg, this is not a good puzzle. I'm sorry, but this puzzle needs to be reworked. Puzzles need some internal logic, okay? And this puzzle has none. It's not a good puzzle, please. Let's not pretend it is. It's not a good puzzle. It just isn't. It needs reworking. I don't know who in their right mind could solve this, but I don't think anyone can. It's not good. Okay, I'm gonna make that real small, so I can have that next to my thing. And solve it. There we go. So let's see. It seems this spot needs to be empty. So wait, is the snake... Hold on, is the snake the... I guess we'll find out if the snake is the part that we need to... like if it's the void or if it's the not void. As a DM, I found that all I gotta do is grab a puzzle book for first graders and they will sit there examining the door for 6 sessions. I don't know, my players when I ran a D&D campaign actually figured out the puzzle quite quickly. But then again, my friends are pretty smart. But yeah, the problem is that you need them to not overthink. You gotta kind of reset the brain. Have fun putting this... Yeah, that's the next puzzle. Okay. So, let's assume first that snake is void, which means these guys gotta go. These guys gotta go, but this guy gotta stay. That's fine. So this goes and this goes. That's actually gonna be difficult because I can't go on here easy. I remember Riddle gave them one time. They were in a room that looked like a forest with trees, flowers, mushrooms, etc. And the door had a sign that said, I'm a room you cannot enter. What am I? And the final goal that almost got beaten up. I'm a room that you cannot enter. What am I? Mushroom. Yeah. Yeah, mushroom. Yeah, I see. I probably would have gotten that eventually. I like wordplay. Eggplant. Ah, yes, the aubergine. So these go, and these go, and these go, which means you have to go. You go, you don't, so I need to put something in there. You go, and you go. 1992 kids unite. Okay, so we go. And then we... And... Actually, I need to remove this one, so I need to go... It's been so long since I actually played the game that I forgot how movements... I need to get you. I might not have done this in the right order. I could go down here and then place this here, but I need you to go. Yeah, we might not be... I can go... Okay, here and up. And then you. And then I can go down. Place you there. Then we remove you. Then we go here. And here. And I guess we jump. And hope that that works. It did! Haha! See, I'm pretty good at these puzzles. I'm okay. I did that in one go. Oh, I can see it kind of resembles a snake. Rickroll. I would rickroll you guys if I didn't get muted for doing that. Let's take a screenshot of this to add to our thing. Oh, I'm so glad that we're done. I'm so glad that this is over. Okay. Oh, hold on. That's a new guy. You're new. That's something we haven't seen before. I'm gonna close the drawing thing. New guy. And what does the rock say? You did well to find your way here. Figuring out the brand is only the first step. Oh no, don't tell me that. Rock. You did well to find your way here. Figuring out the brands is only the first step. ... Think where you can draw them. Where you can draw them. Excuse-moi. If I didn't know brands were a thing, I wouldn't have spent so much time. This is not the place where you explain what brands are. Just think, this was a hard puzzle. Now how the rest... I don't want to think about that right now. That's how you'll bend these holes to your will. How you'll bend these holes to your will. I feel insulted, honestly. But hey, memory! A strange seal. I'll grab this too for lore significance. You can't get any closer to it. Suddenly, you hear a distant voice. Suddenly, you... Oh, hold on, come on. Distant voice. Uh-huh. Seek what remains of the first traitorous lord. Okay. Push the lorn idol guarding their weakness 23 times, then remain. Okay. Push the lorn idol guarding their weakness 23 times, then remain. Still and wait and wait. Uh-huh. The first seal will be severed. Interesting. Okay. So it just repeats that. Okay. Lorn idol? This clue went over my head for far too long. Thought it was absolute god of maths. Can I? Okay. I can push. Well, I need you out of the way, but how do I? Okay. I can't. I need to get to you. Unless it means something else. Seek what remains of the first traitorous lords. Push the lorn idol guarding their weakness 23 times. Then remain still and wait and wait. The first seal will be severed. I assume this is a seal. I assume this is the idol. I better dip before I get spoilers for Lily's route. I feel like I'm gonna be here a bit. I mean, okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I don't think this is in. I think it's the other guy that we need to push. But we can't get to the other guy. Like, there's no way to get to the other guy because we can't move the stairs out of the way. Yeah, I don't think this is it. How are we meant to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, we need to do an outbreak. I don't think this is it either. I'm pretty sure I know what I need to push. But how am I gonna push them? Okay, we're gonna take an ad break. I'll be right back. And then we continue and we try to figure this thing out because I'm a little bit confused. I'm not leaving this room until I figure this out, but I don't think we have the means to do what they want of us. Which is gonna be kind of concerning after how much time we spend on getting into this room. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Huh. So we have a bit of an issue. Welcome back. Okay, thank you, but how are we meant to... That's Lorne, right? Not Lone. Yeah, Lorne. So their weakness would be stairs. To be fair, the stairs are also my weakness. But we can't remove these stairs. Like, I mean, we can remove the stairs, but we can't then move... We can't place this anywhere. We have no way to, like, turn. Will you help me turn? How am I supposed to push an idol? That is like... I'm very confuzzled. Like, come on. What do you mean I don't even get a reward after all that? I've spent all that time and I get nothing? It's something. If we turn off the void memory. Okay. Notes. Without void memory, no distant voice. It's crazy to think I really got into math because of Peak Bill. I mean, hey, whatever helps you, like, really enjoy something, you know? Okay, I'm mad that we're gonna just have to leave this guy now. Because there's nothing we can do. Like, what do you mean we went through all this effort and we gained nothing? But there's nothing here. Like, we don't turn to the left or right when talking to it. And... like, we can't... I don't want to leave without being able to kick this statue, but it doesn't seem like there's anything else we can do. Except, like, jump in front of the statue. I don't really feel like doing that. I guess we're going down. I stole the snake was online. I got this weird seal t-shirt. Yeah. Man, I feel cheated. I don't even feel like any sense of reward. Like, maybe a slight bit of relief that I'm done. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 statues. We technically have a boulder. And we have a shadowy thing. Problem is to get in there, we're gonna need to push the statue at least over there. Suspicious memory searching. Okay, so we kind of just need to do that. And we need to do that. And then the only way we could get past this thing is to... so we could move you with us. Maybe we need to grab you. Just like the treasure we find at the end of the journey, it's the friends we made along the way. We have made few friends. Let's just think of the knowledge we know now as to help. I'm just mad. Okay, we need to... Okay, because if we have the stairs, we can... We want the stairs. And the enemies we found fuel quest for vengeance. Okay, so if we push this guy here, and then we step on here, I'd want to talk to the boulder, which means if I go down, that doesn't help me. Then that guy is stuck in the corner. So it wasn't a cool new item, and you did get some cool, very good information. I guess. I just wanted an epic reward. So we push this guy here. We step on there. We can't go back. We'll need to... So we can't do like a... We could go here, push him to here. And then go up. That way, but we don't have anything extra to place there, so we can push that guy into there. It's included at least an epic reward if that helps. Eventually. But I need something now! I deserve a reward for all of my pain and grueling efforts for the last several streams. I should get myself a snack, but... we don't do that until later in the day. And no amount of snack will be... Like, okay, maybe a really good donut. I could go with a really good donut. Thank you for the follow, M Station. I appreciate it. Axum Station? Axum Station. Axum. We push that guy here and we have someone following. We could go down and up. That's not gonna do us much good because then we can't... Yeah, we need to fill this in with something if we want to push this guy to the right. But if we step over here, we have like... I mean, we could push this guy all the way here. So here, we push them there. Then we go up, there, grab that, go down. Then we need to do back and forth thing, which... to that, so that we can't do that. So we go there, grab that, then here. And then we'd be stuck. Or we could go that way. And that way. And then what? Yeah, do be careful. No spoilers. We push this guy here. We could push this guy up. I want to talk to it. I want to talk to the boulder. Which means we need to make this movement if we want to talk to it with the shadow behind us. We could do here, then we need to push it all the way there, and then we could do this move and talk to it. And then go down. And then we don't have an extra tile. We need an extra tile. Maybe we do want to bring this one with us. See, we go here, push that guy there. We do the circle, we place the stairs there. We can talk to that guy, place them here, then we push into there. No, I don't think we want the stairs there. Miss Meowth, congrats again for beating the snake. Take care, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good rest of your day. And yeah, I wish I felt a rush of dopamine to reward me for the snake, but it was just a little suffering. I just suffered. I don't even feel that happy or relieved. Dang ADHD brain not giving me appropriate reward for the effort I put into stuff. Or we push them there, then go up here, place this guy there. Then we go like so. And then we could go up again. And then we could go talk to you. And then we could go down. And we could shove that guy in there. So we move this guy here. We can go up. And then here. And then here. And then place something here. And then we could go here. And we could go move back. Or we go, so we go here, we place, and we turn this way. We grab this thing. Then we can go up here, here, here. And then facing here. And then we place that. And then we can shove that guy. If we step on here, like if we go back, we wouldn't want that. Unless we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as an entourage. No, I think feeling rage is the appropriate brain signal. I think you can see now I had such a headache after solving it. Yeah, I mean, my headache has lasted for several weeks. So some you, and then you go like this. We can place a thing there, which will allow us to do a turning around, or turning around this way. If we do it this way, we could grab this. If we do it this way, we can't really grab anything. I mean, I guess we could do it this way, grab that one, turn that way, place that one. Like, we put something here, we go down, place it here, we go, we grab that, then we turn there, we push that. So we have a statue there, we have a thing there, then we go here. You can go up. We could go this way, but then we'd have two guys. That might be... We could shove that in there. So then we'd still need something there. So I'm not sure if that's gonna do us much good. That we could doesn't mean we should. We could also just remove this guy. Maybe that would be easier. Remove this statue altogether. So grab a... Shove this and step into there. Place a thing there. So we are one statue down. We'll have a button there. Or no, we'll have a staircase there. We could eventually move a button there. Maybe we want to do that. Maybe we don't want to step on this thing at all until at the very end of the way I've done a setup. Don't understand. It can be incredibly easy to give away too much without even realizing it. Yeah. I pick up on small clues. You gotta be careful. Shove in there, place a thing so we can move over. Then that means we could talk to the thing freely. We could grab this button and this button and even the staircase. And then we could shove this one on there. And then we've gone over once and we can go over twice. And then we can just put this there. Yeah, maybe we do that. I think we just probably want to put a normal tile there first. Or maybe we do want the staircase tile. Despite what transpired, Lord and Aunt never wanted to fight. Oh, see, this is why we wanted to talk to the boulder. Because the boulders, they know things. Despite what transpired, Lord Aunt never wanted to fight the traitorous lord. I wonder what they were good friends. Even more than that. Oh, even more than friends. Were they roommates? Chat, were they roommates? Don't ask how I know. Come on, Boulder. Boulder of gossip, tell me more. Lovers, maybe? Were they roommates? Hold on, let me... What did... Tail say to... Gray? This is past Tail, right? Where is it? Okay, no, this is info. This is the stuff that we figured out about the rules. Oh, that's my tea time. I mean, it's nearly the end of the stream. I thought we talked to Tail before this. I could have sworn the Tail levels were way earlier in all this. Where did they go? Huh. And this Tail. Yeah. Long time ago, I was part of one of the lords. While the lords are all able to change their appearance in their ways, my Lord Eos was unique. Everyone saw him differently, fierce true love. Yada yada yada. But then... Did I not take a screen picture of Tail when I went grey? Huh. I might not have. Interesting. Who says Voilors can't be lovers? I mean, they could be. Okay. I have some snack. Some small reward for all my suffering. Oh, nom nom. Nom nom nom. Nom. So if I just... Or maybe like the other way around. So we push this guy over there, and then we push it over there, and then we go down and this way. So there, there, there. That should be good. So we push and we push and go there, and then we can just do circle, circle until we have both of them on there. Imagine that, two mighty eternal beings loving on each other. Such a power could rule the world. Such power could rule the world. My Void Lord is definitely a biter, not a lover. I have a meme for that. What do you mean, oh my? Let's go. There. And then bonk. And we go. Oh, that's on the, yeah, that's probably a good point to stop, huh? And remember that we have 3 right after. And wait, these are the notes. We need the memory thing. The tree room. Let's watch the tree thing. A lone birch tree stands in the void. This area feels safe. And since you've been traveling for quite some time already, would you like to rest for now? I wonder what happens when you say no, but I'm gonna say yes. Good game, yay puzzle. Good game, stream indeed. We made progress. Well, I'm very happy. We're gonna watch the story. Like, I know, I guess this would be a good end, but wanna know? Nah, I'll figure that out myself sometime. It would be funny if that says, too bad, you rest now. Oh. Not this one. This one. I don't like save things from all the memories, but memory time. And that just about wraps up our viewing. So, what do you think? I think it looks like a mess. Sure, there are a few spots that could use a minor makeover. A few! Well, nothing a little elbow grease won't fix. Uh-huh. Besides, there's more than enough room for both you and your daughter. Okay, so he does assume it's my daughter. Quite frankly, this place is a steal. More like a theft. And this is the air of history that permeates the whole residence. Truly breathtaking. Like, as in the black mold will grow in your lungs and take your breath away in a bad way. That's very funny. Huh. Excuse me for a moment. Please, mull over in the meanwhile. Hello, Ray speaking. Look. Ah, sorry, I couldn't answer earlier. The viewing just ended. How should I put this? It's even worse than the pictures made it out to be. Yeah, that bad. I think I'm going to take it. You know I'm not exactly swimming in options. And the bank isn't going to extend the loan any further with my background. No, I couldn't put you in that situation after all you've done. But I appreciate the offer, I really do. We'll manage. Though it'll require some serious work. Still, she's so pretty. This one feels right. No, she doesn't seem to mind one bit. Quite the contrary. Fine, I'll sleep on it, if it makes you feel any better. We'll see you later. Mom! Look at her! And what might have happened to your shoes, young lady? I took them off. They're in my room. Your room? Yeah, the big one. Slow down, sweetie. We aren't moving yet. There's a huge dead rat in the closet as well. Oh. Should probably call an exterminator first. She cute. She is cute. Of course, she would be excited about giant dead rat, huh? Well, that was fun. Reminds me of someone. Yeah, it does. Free rat, free meal. You would be so happy in Project Zomboid. If it's a dead rat that's like still fresh. Yummy. Free food. Ayo. Ayo. I got plenty of those in my city. You want them? As long as you're not poisoned, I mean, good nom for the owl. Yeah, we should end. It has been a long day. The brain is very fried. The owl is very tired. We're gonna go to the lounge. And I'm gonna go grab my raid ledger. You can't end now, you just started. I'm afraid that we can and we have to. Okay, let's see. Ooh, hold on, I can raid into someone I don't often get to raid. Thanks for the stream, cute little... I'm not cute, but thank you. Thank you guys for hanging out and bringing the good vibes and not being too impatient with me as it took me forever that we're finally free. We're free from the snake. We're free from the snake. Yeah, you know what? I think let's make a unique message, honestly. I think we should. What would work? What would work? Would this work? Would that be a good raid message? The owl has eaten the snake. Hoot hoot, we're free from the snake. Snake freedom. Or maybe that's better. Hoot hoot, snake freedom. There. That'll be our message. Yeah, I'm gonna go right into... Actually, although I should copy that. I should copy that to make sure that I'm typing that right. There we go. Right into you. We're gonna raid into Justice, because I don't get to raid into Justice very often. Justice is a cool bean. Yeah, that's basically it. Justice is a cool bean, and we should raid into Justice. I'm tired, my voice is tired, my brain is tired. But we did it. We did it. We are free from the snake. Now we can actually play the normal game that I'm decently okay at. And we'll have to deal with whatever that information means later. Thank you for the stream. It was lovely. I'm glad you all had a good time. I had a good time today too. I like talking with you guys about stuff that's also non-stream related sometimes, you know? It's good. I'm really happy with the little community we're building. I think we're doing a good job. I'd like to think though. Thank you kindly and good job, Luna. Thank you. And you, thank you so much for helping me with hints without giving away too much. I know at the end you kind of like worked as my confirmation station, but you know, at some point we just needed an answer. I was not gonna do that another stream. I think we spent plenty of time on the snake. It's a hard puzzle. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. No shame. Yeah, I just wish I could have solved it completely on my own, but there was no way that was gonna happen. Our community needs a cheesemaker. Does it? In any case, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and see you guys later. Bye bye!